Hello and welcome to the Downsized Dish. My name is Laraine Durham, and this is our weekly series where we talk to people who have lost weight using a GLP-1 medication like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, semaglutide, and Tirzepatide. I've lost over 50 pounds using Tirzepatide, and during the Downsized Dish series, we just want to talk to people and learn from them and see how we're alike in this journey and maybe how we're different. Everyone's journey is different. I hope you will like and subscribe to our channel, The Downsized. We put out GLP-1 related content every day. So we hope that you will come along with us for the ride. Also want to mention, click like and subscribe right now. And also want to mention that I am not a doctor. My guest is not a doctor. We're just regular people who have lost weight using a GLP-1 medication. So if you'd like to start this journey, start with talking to your doctor or healthcare professional. Okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, welcome, Michele, to the Downsized Dish.
Thank you so much for having me, Laraine. It makes me very emotional to get to be with y'all today and very happy. I have happy tears a lot, so.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That's so
That's
nice.
your warning.
Warning right now. Tears may flow. Michele, yeah. Well, tell us about yourself, Michele.
Yes, my name is Michele Hollar. Hollar is my last name. So, yes.
Holla.
My husband and I live here in Texas and on a little farm. We're living our best dream life. We celebrate 36 years of marriage next month.
Oh, congratulations.
Happy about that. Thank you so much. We have a beautiful daughter. She's 30 years old. I have 2 dogs, 8 cats, 3 sheep, 12 chickens.
Oh, my.
I volunteer at our historic society here, and I love to work out. Always have.
Oh, awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about your weight loss. Have you always had a struggle, or what's that been like for you?
Yes, probably my first memory of struggling and thinking thoughts that were, it's a cat, thinking thoughts that were destructive were when I was 11.
Oh,
yeah.
I can see that just brings up some emotion right there.
It does. But I think it's helpful for people to understand that, not just when we look at someone, do we understand,
Yeah.
So
was that something that a parent, wanted you to lose weight, or what kind of things did you do at age 11?
Well, I think I'm sure that there were a lot of outside forces that contributed to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember immediately comparing myself to images I saw. And, at 11 years old, you're just beginning to have some of those hormones that make the body shift and change. And so I just didn't like what I saw, or at least what I thought I saw.
Yeah. So what kind of journey did that start for you? What did you do from there?
Eventually it was diagnosed in a very unclear way. I think there's a lot about my path that seems very unclear. And then when I listen to other people talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah. Anorexia, bulimia, back and forth, and just a lot of self-destructive thoughts.
Yeah. So many people go through that. What led you to eventually trying a GLP-1 medication?
Yes. So I was hospitalized after my beautiful, if I can show her, this is my mama. And she passed on this day 2 years ago. And
I'm sorry.
She had a very, thank you, I appreciate it. She had a very long and beautiful, beautiful life. She loved well, she lived well. And she taught me a lot about living through hard times. and really inspired me to never give up. And so we had some family difficulties with her passing, and I just literally lost my mind. And I completely sober, no drugs, no alcohol, a lot of anger, a lot of boundaries, and that were, anyway, yeah, I had a lot of anger, and so I was hospitalized.
Oh, okay. Okay. And, I guess coming out of that, did that lead to a weight loss journey?
Oh, absolutely. So I was in the hospital for a week, and I had a psychosis. And as I was coming out of the psychosis, so in the psychosis, I personally didn't fully have all my capabilities. I knew some things, I could remember some things. But the whole time I was sitting there, I just kept looking around thinking, none of this is healthy. I've always been, well, I say always, I would say in 97, I really started the journey of trying to understand why I did what I did and go to the root of my issues. So I knew when they were offering me cereal instead of maybe some protein, like some almonds, that was not going to help me. And I remember in my situation in the hospital, just being enraged that all these people were just sitting around and nobody was moving and there was no opportunity to exercise.
Oh.
So yes, when I got out, they prescribed me medications that I had never been on before. And I told my doctor, my husband, everybody, I would do that. If everybody saw that I was not doing well, and if I could tell I was not doing well, I would take those medications. But I had something else I wanted to do. I wanted to try. And so that was hormones and lifting weights like a maniac.
Oh, okay.
Best of ways.
So as hormones, is that like a hormone replacement therapy?
Yes, hormone replacement therapy. And so I did that for 9 months. And when I first went in to get my hormone replacement therapy, she suggested that I lose this extra weight that I had gained. And I said, yes, that is my plan as well. However, I'd really like to do it by myself because I know when I get something in my head, I'm going to do it. And so I had done it before, and I, for a long time, intermittent fasting was a part of my healthy protocol. It wasn't, not restrictive eating in an unhealthy way, but understanding my hunger cues and things like that, and time windows. And I could do that once. And my hospitalization took place 1 year after my last menstrual cycle. So I didn't have any backup hormones keeping me sane and regulated. And I could not intermittent fast. It was with the food noise. We all know about that. It was just
too much.
Anxiety, depression, the family situation. Yes, a lot. And so after 9 months, one of those photos that you'll see, that was having lifted weights for, at that point, it was 8 months consistently and doing all my exercising consistently and eating well consistently. I've always been a fairly healthy eater. Now, I haven't focused on protein as much as I have in this last year, that's for sure. But so all that muscle was being built under the layers of fat. And so then in February, I began to take the shot. I went into her and said, okay, I surrender. I'm going to do the shot. And having watched y'all's podcast really helped me to surrender to receiving that piece of help. So
Well, good. Well, good. How much did you lose in total, Michele?
total 42 pounds. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, I allow myself right now. I am in maintenance. I've been there for about a month. I started at my highest was 156 when the watermelon picture was taken.
Yes.
That was
Are you,
156.
how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
5'4". Okay. And how old are you, if I could ask?
Yes, I am 54. I'll be 55 in December.
Gotcha. So, well, that's great. What what medication are you on?
I'm on compounded Tirzepatide.
Tirzepatide.
10
And
milligrams.
what dose are you currently taking?
10 milligrams.
10 milligrams. And did you move up every month? I guess you started, what did you say, February to now?
Yes, I
You
started.
must have moved up pretty.
Yeah, I wish I had kept a spreadsheet, an official spreadsheet. I am
Yeah.
like Christopher in that way. More, it's like little notes I have jotted
Yeah.
down here and there. At 2.5, I believe, and then
Yeah.
I stayed at that for a fairly long time, a few months, I think. And then she did want me to try and go down to 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just immediate, just wanting to snack.
The food noise came back once
Yeah.
you tried to go back down. So
Yes.
10 milligrams is going to be your maintenance dose, sounds
Yes.
like.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you take your dose every 7 days, or did you try a different schedule?
I did try a different schedule a couple of months ago, and I didn't like it.
It didn't work. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
If food noise, bleh, I didn't. And so I just went back. And so Mondays are my shot day. So good day for this.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Did you have any side effects?
I did. When I first started, there was quite a bit of nausea, and someone on your program had mentioned, and maybe it was you, maybe it was someone else, ginger tablets, and that really helped me a lot with the nausea.
Okay.
But that was just for the first few weeks. I hadn't
Mm-hmm.
experienced it since then. And
Mm-hmm.
then fatigue, I would say fatigue, and that one is a hard one to decipher because before I started the hormone therapy and the GLP-1s, I was so exhausted
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
All the time. Mm-hmm.
All the time, which is not like me. And then I started exercising even more because my husband and I were already lifting weights, but not to this degree. Before I went to the hospital, I told him I wanted to lift more. I felt like I needed more. And I had listened to Christopher Palmer talk about the metabolic mind and depression and all of those mental things. And so, sorry, I got lost. Where was I going?
Well, I kind of got lost too.
Sorry.
Let's talk about your weightlifting a little bit. Like, tell me what you do now. What's that like?
Yeah. So 6 days a week is my goal, to be in the gym 6 days a week. And if I am tired, just too tired, then there might be a break, like a Wednesday might be a break. So I really do 4 days of weights and then mobility, get my mobility in there.
What's mobility look like? I'm not sure what that means.
For me, mobility is, because I am actually a certified yoga teacher.
Cool.
A lot of yoga positions.
Okay.
Just randomly feel something and do that for a while. As well as I did work with a trainer, and I still work with him from time to time now. He helped me do things like, I don't know if the official name is a hip dip. I meant to look it up before we came here. But so I'm on my forearm laying down, and I lift my arm straight up, and then my hip goes down to the ground.
Ooh.
My knee, this knee, is on a bench. And so
that's an interesting move. Good for the core too, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the one where you put your arms in right here, and then you lift your legs up.
Oh, yeah.
Up and down. I do a lot of split squats and step ups. You know what step is?
Yeah. Onto a bench or onto a higher platform?
Just actually really low. So my trainer
Okay.
is very educated in knee over toe, that idea. Are you familiar with that? Knees over
Yeah,
toes?
you don't wanna get your knee out of alignment with your toe, right? Just
Actually
right, or you
actually,
do?
yes. Actually, yes. So because I am a woman of a certain age, it was always my understanding that you do not want your
Yeah.
over your toes. So my sweet trainer, who's a very young kid with the most up-to-date information, he is very educated in what they have shown that because you're not working those muscles, knee over toe, that your knees can get more injured. I'd love for him to explain it better.
Oh,
Yes. So this whole time we've been doing a lot of knees over toes. And
yeah.
so I'm strengthening my calves, doing a lot of calf things,
Mhm.
stretches, different things. What else does mobility look like? I'm drawing a blank.
Those sounds like workouts. Those don't really sound like
Oh, no, it
you
is a workout. When I say
okay.
mobility, I used to laugh when people would say, "Oh, I would do yoga, but I would fall asleep." And I would think,
Oh,
"Do
then
you
you're
know
not
what hatha yoga is, honey?
yeah.
Consider it. It's fabulous." But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just looking at you, your hair is so pretty. Did you have any hair loss along your journey?
I have had some hair loss. I had the most hair loss actually in 2020, I think, when
Oh,
probably everyone else did.
with just stress and all that?
Yes, yeah, the COVID, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But recently, in fact, I was just telling my husband, I think probably because I'm so focused on all of this protein, I'm getting
Mhm.
more protein than I was getting before,
Yeah.
and I'm getting more actual nutrients into my cells,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. Now, how much protein do you, get a day, Michelle?
I try to hang around 90 to 100. So I
Yeah.
my goal should probably be more like 115, 120, but this is at least getting me there. And now that I'm in maintenance, I'm really trying to zone in even more on the nutrition and getting more protein and more calories. Yeah.
Yeah. What are some things you like to eat?
All the basics. Fish,
Okay.
chicken specifically. I love fish and chicken, and things that might be a little bit different than what other people would eat that I have from time to time that's super fun that my trainer helped enlighten me on is
Mhm.
heated up cottage cheese with Parmesan cheese, and I put salsa in mine. So you
Uh-huh.
heat that up, and it's a dip with the
Uh-huh.
siete chips.
Oh,
Or vegetables, but I never do that. When I want, a snacky snack on Sunday
uh-huh.
when I'm kinda a little bit more free thinking with
Before you take the shot on Monday?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
you notice that end of the week, you kind of, feel the effects kind of wear off till you take your next shot?
yes, in fact, we don't go out to eat a lot, even though I used to enjoy it more. I think the food in restaurants used to be better, but I enjoy cooking at home also,
Mhm.
and, I think that just being able knowing that I can make something that tastes really good, I can buy a steak from our local butcher that's raised down the road, and
Yeah.
that just it makes it fun, but if we are gonna go out, because we have great Tex-Mex around here
Mhm.
specifically,
Uh-huh.
Sunday, we've switched our date night around to
Oh.
Sunday, so that way I can eat a little bit more
Oh,
than
well, that work you make that work for you, right? You work it into your, maintenance lifestyle, I guess.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
even when it wasn't maintenance, even, in the beginning, that's the way
Yeah.
I would do it because I would know, as we know, there are no bad foods. However, there
Right.
are foods that are gonna make us feel better and
Yeah.
help us get where we wanna go faster.
Ab Absolutely. Do you use any protein powders or drinks?
I do, yeah, I'm
You do.
not shy about that. Every morning, I have mine, and
Mhm.
I've just recently started having mine right before I work out. I
Okay.
The majority of my journey, I would work out fasted. And
Yeah.
so probably within the last couple of weeks, I've started doing the protein right before my workout, and it really
Oh.
feels great.
Oh, okay. I've always wondered about that. If you're supposed to eat before or after. I usually eat before because it just, I don't know,
Feels
eat
good.
something on the way or something like that. But
Yeah.
how much protein are you eating before? Like 30 grams, something like that?
I do 2 scoops. I forget what the name of our powder is. My husband would be able to tell me, but I wanna say it has 50 in 2 scoops.
Oh, wow.
Then when I remember, I'll add collagen, and it has 20 scoops.
20 grams?
I mean, sorry. Yes, 20 grams. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, creatine. I always put a creatine.
Oh, how long have you been doing the creatine?
Ever since we started lifting, even before we started going to the gym.
Really?
My
Well,
husband.
I've been interested in that. Do you think it makes a difference in your muscle building
I do, and energy.
and
Yes.
energy? Okay.
Yes.
Do
Energy
you,
specifically.
do you take any other supplements, any other vitamins or anything like that?
I do, yes. When I go get my HRT and my shot, obviously we see a doctor out of pocket. It's not
Yeah.
insurance compounded. They have packets that have all the good stuff in there.
Okay. So you get them from
Mm-hmm. Yes.
from your healthcare provider. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
How has this journey impacted your health?
Huh. Let's get into health, shall we? Do you want to take a drink? We know everybody out there wants a drink. You don't have a drink?
I left it downstairs. Maybe Christopher could go get it for me. Can you get my water? It's on the counter.
Yeah. It's really.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, because I fill it up and I take it to the gym, and I just came back from the gym, took a shower, and here I am, and I just forgot to get it. But yeah.
So my husband's like, "Don't let me forget. I need my water."
Yeah.
I always think that's so cute.
Do you put any electrolytes or anything like that in your water?
Oh, yes. In the morning and sometimes at night we do Element.
Element.
That's the right
Yeah.
name. Yeah, Element. We do that because just the way it feels. I mean, after the first one track. So at the gym, we have a sauna, and I love the sauna. When I was practicing yoga so many years ago, it was heated yoga, and there you go. Cheers. Yes. I'll let you take your drink while I'm talking. I just love sweating. And so all of that sweating and then trying to lift the weights, probably within the first week, I didn't really know what was going on, but I was with my trainer and I said, "Oh my goodness." And like bending over even under my ribs, it would start kind of seizing up, or I would get the little cramps in my feet. And he said, "I think you need more electrolytes." And I said, "Okay, let's try that." And so it's been really helpful.
Yeah. So you do the sauna before the weights?
Sometimes I do. It depends on how I feel, but usually I usually do it before now because it's the thing I look forward to really the very most. But when I first started, I would use that as my little carrot. And so I would go with my weights. Then I would do the sauna, and then I would get on the climber. And I need something because things have changed. Yeah. It does in certain places, but I'm so happy about how I feel, and I'm so happy about the muscle that in my bone. I have done the DEXA scans too. Did one at the beginning, and then I did one about a month ago. And it showed what I already kind of had an idea of because I do a little scan at the other doctor that shows my fat going up or down or my muscle. So good news is great news. I gained 8 pounds of muscle over time. Exactly. So every time I hear people say, "You're going to lose muscle," I heard what you were saying, and I do. I'm sure I did lose some muscle. I don't remember, and maybe I just haven't focused on that part. But I know that I've gained 8 pounds of muscle, and I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like, and I know that my bone mass went up as well. So I don't know.
How long did it take you to gain those 8 pounds of muscle? Was that like a 3-month span?
No. So in February, we'll be working at this particular gym called Fortified in Alito. It's a great gym. And 2 years then. So we're like a year and a half. So my husband and I were already lifting, and I was already doing a lot of things. Then, so at the beginning, when we started that gym is when I did the first DEXA scan. And it showed everything as honest could be.
No hiding from the DEXA scan, right?
No hiding, almost embarrassingly so. And then I just did it again about a month ago. So it was about a year and a half of what I've explained that I've been doing.
I mean, that's a lot of, you're working out, I think you said 4 days a week, and then 1 day of that thing that sounded easy, but it's really not. Mobility. Yeah. So, I mean, that's great. You're lifting the muscle. I mean, you're lifting weights, you're building muscle, you're eating protein, like you're doing all the right things, right? So
I've been training my whole life for this. I mean, that's really what I keep telling myself. And I really have. This isn't an accident. I truly feel everything. Sometimes it can be sad, that things happen for a purpose, but I've seen so many beautiful stories on here of people sharing their journey just where they're at. I mean, because life is going to bring it to us. And, we learn something from everybody. And I feel like my mother and my Meemaw taught me, don't give up.
Meemaw, I love that. That's grandmother for people maybe in another country watching.
Yeah, that's grandmother. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. Did your family have a history of being overweight, or was it just kind of affecting you?
No, it's a family pattern of family disease. And I'm learning a lot actually about dysfunction and how that changes our genetics, how that's woven into our genetics as far as even our metabolisms, and how set metabolisms and things like that. But my father's mother, I just remember her always just not being able to walk straight, and she needed a cane. She would need to wobble.
Oh, yeah. So she had maybe some leg or knee or issues like that in addition to size, maybe?
Yes, she was probably always around 253.
Yeah.
And she eventually passed. She had dialysis all the time.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't really in her life, but I just
remember that. Yeah.
Remember that. And then other uncles, cousins, aunts. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, genetics plays such a big part, right? We know that genetics can predispose you to have the disease of obesity. And as we know now, obesity is a disease, a chronic, relapsing, progressive disease, and it's not our fault.
Well, we have a lot of recovery around alcoholism around here. And my husband hasn't had a drink in so many years. How many years now, honey? 36, 35.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so with that thought and with that idea and how you present that, he and I have had a lot of conversations because he listens while I'm listening. I'll be knitting and I'm listening to y'all. And, I said that explains why in my time in 97, I started a recovery in different ways of trying to understand the roots of why, but then it would just always come back. And sometimes depending on the recovery group that you're in, it might come across as that's an actual character flaw, that you have that voice that makes you anyway, that's a whole nother topic for another time.
But I mean, the food noise that's driving you to eat, I mean, before we had a name for it, absolutely, I'm drawn to eat all the time.
Right.
I'm hungry all the time, or, I think I'm hungry all the time, and
Right.
I want to eat all the time. And how can my other friends not feel that? And what's wrong with me that I feel compelled to do that? So I think a lot of times we have blamed ourselves
Mm.
for something that was never our fault to start with.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know it's hard, right? And as growing up and having, issues there with food, I think you've gone through the whole through the whole gamut, right? I mean, I'm sure it's I don't know. I think back to when I was 15, my parents sent me to a Weight Watchers summer camp in Asheville, North Carolina. And, there were all kinds of people there, from extremely obese to people who were thin, who maybe had battled anorexia or bulimia or, so, and I had never really thought about all the different types of kind of dysfunction around
Yeah.
food, right?
And I'll just speak for myself, but I've heard other ladies and guys actually say it as well. If you're not showing it, if you're not showing the disease on the outside, then, at least in our culture specifically years ago, maybe now I just don't care as much, but then I didn't feel a lot of freedom to talk about it, because to someone looking at me, they didn't see what I was feeling. And so to then talk about it when they're having their struggles, that are physical in appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it would seem self-indulgent for you to talk about your internal struggles when someone else is having an external struggle that,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And that's got to be hard, right? Because you deserve to talk about your struggles just as much as anyone else, right? And it's so hard. We get a lot of self-talk with
Right.
this disease of obesity,
Right.
saying, why did I eat that? And why can't I control my eating? And what's wrong with me? And, that can really be
Yeah.
bad, bad for us, right?
What it really did help me with in the end, again, now being the age that I am and having some of the experiences that I've had, is it has helped me to understand that idea at even more of a concentrated level, that we all do have struggles. And it might not necessarily be that we all need to sit around and talk about our struggles all the time, as just to understand, really, we're all human. And so by that very nature, we
Right.
are all going to have struggles. But just, again, putting myself around people who have had experiences like mine and found ways to get solutions instead of dwelling in the struggle, is
Yeah.
helpful for me.
Yeah. I mean, there's help out there, right?
Exactly.
There's
Yeah.
true. Well, we're not therapists, but I'm glad that we can help. But
Yes.
yeah, and I do think talking about these things kind of brings them out into the light of day, and
I agree.
it always helps to shine a light on something. And everybody has struggles.
That's right.
The more I talk to people on this Downsized Dish, I mean, just the amount of people who have medical issues and have struggled with, I mean, and you would look at someone and you'd never know that they had these internal struggles or these health issues. So, it's just something to keep in mind, that everybody has these struggles or
Absolutely.
some kind of struggle, right?
Absolutely.
So, a lot of times we talk to doctors. I'm thinking of particularly of my interview with Dr. Alexandra Sowa, who wrote The Ozempic Revolution. And
Yes.
one of her points for this weight loss journey is she thinks everybody should have therapy to go along with their weight loss journey.
Absolutely.
Have you had a chance to do any therapy along the way for this?
Yes. Yes. I've
Yeah.
had therapy off and on over the years at different times, as things might be a little bit more stressful or not.
Yeah.
Usually notice the signs pretty well. At least that had been my experience until I was hospitalized.
Yeah.
But yes, I have a local therapist, and she is actually,
awesome.
Since I'm not saying her name and nobody knows who she is, she's also on the shot. And so that has been helpful, because
wow.
when I check in with her, it's been just really encouraging to have someone that I'm already so vulnerable with, who is also on the same journey. So
that's great. That's great that you guys were able to share that you're both taking that, because
it became pretty obvious pretty quick.
Have you told other people around you, friends, family, that you're taking the medication?
Yes, it took me a little while, because I like y'all have said a million times, I wanted to see if it was going to work for me. I wanted, not everybody necessarily knew about being hospitalized. Although at the gym, I've been probably the most open I've been anywhere. And that has been very gratifying, because they saw me from day one. They saw me consistently day after day after day. And they saw the work that I was putting in for those 7 to 9 months before I started taking the shot. And so it's been such an encouragement to me to have been there and to shared so openly, because I just know how much it really has helped me. And I do believe it would have saved my mother's life, who passed at 63. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm so glad that we now have these GLP-1 medications, and they definitely are life-saving and life-changing
I agree.
medications. I had a similar experience in the gym, right? So the gym where I go, I've been going for, I think it's going on 4 years now, and I've been doing this journey for almost 2 years. And so before, I was going not a lot, but 3 or 4 times a week, and
That's a lot.
yeah, and I'd lose 10 pounds here, 20 pounds there, stop doing whatever I was doing, gain it back. I was in that yo-yo cycle. And then once I started the GLP-1s, my weight just started going down, and everybody noticed. They were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's this weight loss medication. It's a GLP-1." And you just see the faces like, "Huh?"
Right.
So,
Probably, especially at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe now, not as much, but probably at that time. I remember I was, it's like, who's going to grow a third head under their armpit, after they take this thing that they don't know what's in it. And, we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
And I can just hopefully be an example and just live my life, and, let the cards fall where they will, and let people say what they will, because I'm doing my thing.
Right. No, we're treating our disease of obesity, right? This is a treatment for the disease of obesity. And it's interesting. Some people don't tell anyone, and some people, like me, I'll tell anyone. I'll tell somebody in the elevator. I'll tell somebody walking down the street. My husband's like, "Can you please just calm down?" I'm like, "Well, these are just such great medications, and I'm so glad that they're available."
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's just all, doesn't it?
Yeah. Did you have to redo your wardrobe, losing those 40 plus pounds, or what did you say? 40, 60,
42.
42. Gotcha.
Yes. I've given myself probably 5 to 7 pound range. I hear the more healthy idea is a 10, but we'll see. Maybe some.
Yeah.
And I'm happy where I'm at right now. And so most of my clothes didn't fit the way I liked them to fit at the end. When I say at the end of the 9 months after I was hospitalized, because that was when I got to 156. I was always about probably 10 to 15 over what I ever really wanted to be, but comfortably so. And so my clothes, it got to where there were just certain things I was wearing over and over and over because they fit. And I was trying to buy new clothes. And by they fit, I don't mean that they fit well or that I liked them or I felt nice in them, but they were comfortable. And so are the things that I've gotten rid of the fastest. And those pictures that I sent you, the before and after of the green shirt, that's why I thought I had gotten rid of those, but I hadn't. They were still in the back of the closet. So, so I've kept most of my clothes, but my husband liked for me to shop a little bit more. I'm not a super big shopper, but when I see something that I think might look cute, I go ahead and get it.
Well, good. Well, good.
In this last month.
Did you take any measurements when you started?
I did. My waist specifically, and of course, my bra size is pretty obvious, but my waist went down 10 inches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
It is.
So, what sizes were you wearing, and what size are you are now?
So before, I didn't even want to look at the size because I just knew. This I want to talk about a little bit because the menopausal belly, I just started noticing it from my ribs, just started expanding and looking different than my fat had ever looked before in such a disturbing way, and not in the body dysmorphia way, but in a really, this is different and you should probably be concerned. And then when I did the DEXA scan and got all the information, I was like, well, yeah, I should be concerned. Let's do something about that. So I never got an official size, but as far as measurements, it was almost 36 inches. Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm 6 inches now.
Wow. That's great. That's great. Definitely a lot to be proud of there. If you, what's your top tip, or if you had someone who was coming to you and wondering about starting a GLP-1 medication, what would you tell them?
It's something you may not like because I've listened to your answer a lot, and I get it. Being skinny, if being thin is your only, I think that's what you said. I think that's a great why. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. That is definitely a part of my life. I mean, I saw certain things that I think I deeply knew that I had in me, but for me, my biggest why was to never go back to the mental hospital again. And I don't know if that will ever happen again, but I just, that I'm doing things differently than I was doing before to keep, my hope is to keep that from happening. So when I went to the hospital, also some of the things that I started noticing, and I want to share this in case anybody else is around this age and starts noticing it, maybe who hasn't lost the weight or started lifting weights or anything like that, is just a slowing down. And I believe in slowing down and living a slow paced life, but my speech, I wasn't able to keep up. There's a lady, I'm pretty involved in the craft community from time to time, depending on what I have going on. And she was just having a very relaxed conversation with me about, where she went for the holidays, whatever. And I almost started crying, not happy tears. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't keep up with what you're saying. And she and I didn't really know each other very well. So she knew I had been in the hospital maybe a couple of months before that. And there were times that I was wanting to move or say something, and my tongue, the back of my tongue felt really thick. And I was having involuntary movements. And in looking at various YouTube channels and listening to different people, and I don't know because I wasn't officially diagnosed, but it sounds like early Parkinson's, dementia type things. And I'm not having those feelings and those movements and those difficulties.
Yeah. Wow. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, I guess for people out there, if that's happening to
And I'm
you,
not a
please
doctor.
please talk to your doctor. But that's great that this has helped with that, because that must have been so scary, to say the least.
Terrifying. Yeah. And
Yeah.
especially, like I said, when I ended up in the hospital and everybody around me, I was the youngest person there.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure that was another whole, like,
Yeah, it
trauma in and
goes.
of itself.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
me, it went together because I was thinking the message I was getting was, this is going to be my future again. No one was there for the first time, you know? So if I didn't change something, this could potentially be where I end up at again, you know? And I'm very grateful for them giving me life-saving medication. They did
Yeah.
give me life-saving medication, and I'm very grateful for that. But to do that and to not make these changes would have ended me back in the same situation I was in. It's the
Interesting.
way I look at it. So when you say, what's your number one tip, is know your why. That why kept me motivated. I have a beautiful life. I've been very, I'm very grateful. So I need to be able to enjoy it and share it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that you know your why, and that certainly would be quite a powerful motivator. Talk to me about the spinning wheel behind you.
Yes. So this is one of my spinning wheels. A fun story of full circle moments is in 2020, we moved back to Dallas. I grew up in Dallas. And on a field trip, I went in third grade. I was a horrible student, but I loved field trips. On a field trip to a place called Old City Park. And there was a lady spinning at the spinning wheel, and a lady knitting, and a lady combing wool. And it was a little seed that just really got nurtured being there. And anyway, I just thought, I want to learn to do that. And so throughout life, I had different interesting little things that would happen. A farmer came to our school in Oak Cliff and sheared the sheep. And I remembered that smell of the sheep. And it was intoxicating to me.
Oh, wow. I was gonna say, was that bad or good smell?
Very good smell, in my opinion. Not everybody has it. I give the wool to the kids, and some are like, oh, that's so good. And, you know, children, not everybody likes to feel the lanolin on their hands, but these are all things that I loved. And so anyway, when we moved back to Dallas in 2020, I had two goals: go to the farmer's market, and this was 6 weeks before COVID.
Oh.
Go to the farmer's market and go back to Old City Park and at least volunteer, because I had worked at another local museum in Fort Worth before we moved here. And so I started volunteering, and then sure enough, I started working there. Well, then we were only there for 1 year. We moved twice in almost just 1 year. This amazing opportunity came to where we were able to move to the farm. And a neighbor found out that I spun, and she said, I have an old spinning wheel that you might be interested in. And this is identical to the spinning wheel that I spun at Old City Park when I worked there in 2020. I have pictures of me wearing my mask because, you know, at that time we could really only do things that were outside. And I had the opportunity to share spinning and knitting with children in 2020, which was incredible. Awesome. Yeah.
It's kind of like the universe just telling you you're right where you need to be.
Yep.
You're right on track.
Yep.
What a
great. And when you're not on track.
Well, we get those messages too, don't we? Yeah.
That was the message of the hospital. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great now.
What I mean, here we are now, 2 years later. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
The wheel will come around if you keep spinning.
Yeah. Well, just don't prick your finger like Sleeping Beauty and go to sleep until Prince Charming wakes you up.
Don't get me started.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Michele. This has been really a great conversation today. I appreciate you coming on and telling us your story on the Downsized Dish. If anyone out there would like to come on, you can send me an email to laraine@thedownsized.org. I'll send you a link to our calendar and we'll get you all set up for that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Downsized. And that's it. That's it. Anything else you want to add?
Yes, everything's better with wool in a podcast.
Everything's better with wool and oh wow, let's see those guns again. Let's see them. Oh yes. All right. Hey, can you do a pull-up?
I can. It's on my YouTube channel. If anybody watches it, all they could really focus on, I guess, were my tattoos. But if anybody sees that and they want to encourage me with a like, that would be great. But
your YouTube channel is a Hopeful Holler.
A Hopeful Holler makes. Yes, ma'am. And
nice.
Good on you to keep doing the pull-ups as well. Yes.
I got to 20-pound assists today, so I'm working my way slowly to 0. So
the PRs. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, focus on the PRs. That'll get you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I never could do one before either.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes me feel good. So, all right. Well, thanks, Michele. Thanks, everybody out there for watching. And my name is Laraine Durham for the Downsized Dish. See you next time.